Have you ever heard of a story where the main hero of the story becomes the villain? We've got you a story of a star who became a murderer. Well, the question that might arise in your head is, why did he do it? Or what was the reason for this big star to take such an extreme step? Welcome back to our channel, you people. Without any further delay, continue watching, as we're sure that this story will amaze you indecisively and will give you chills. Let's get going. Although many consider January 19th, 1900 to be the darkest day in Boston sports history, the day Babe Ruth was sold to the Yankees may take that honor. Earlier that Friday morning in Massachusetts, Marty Bergen, the top catcher for Boston's National League team, brutally murdered his wife and two children with an axe before cutting his own throat with a razor. Few people imagined the North Brookfield native, aged 28, was capable of such a heinous deed, despite widespread speculation that he was suffering from severe mental issues. Michael Bergen, father, had stopped by the farmhouse 2 miles outside of town that morning to conduct some chores when he found the sad discovery. Upon entering the kitchen, he was greeted by the shocking image of Bergen lying in a pool of blood, with his neck slashed and a razor sitting on a nearby table. Florence, his 6-year-old daughter, lay next to him, the axe's blunt end embedded deeply in her skull. Bergen's wife Harriet and their 3-year-old son Joseph was found in an adjacent room, both with severe head injuries. A few feet away, a bloody, long-handled axe was leaning in a doorway. The devastating news swiftly made its way around the community of about 5,000 people located at central Massachusetts, not far from Worcester. It was the act of a crazy carried out in the cruelest of ways, the newspapers would report. It was also claimed of Bergen that, when in his right mind, a great fellow never lived. He led a virtuous life, believed in God, and was committed to his family. In 1900, Boston only had one major league sports team, the Beaneaters. Baseball fans in the area were divided between the National League's Washington Nationals and the American League's Boston Red Sox because the Red Sox didn't start playing until nearly a year later. With Boston, Bergen made his debut in 1896 and went on to play a crucial role in the 1897 and 1898 National League Championship teams. He was a good batsman and had a cannon for an arm, so many people thought that he was one of the best catchers in the league back then. Even at a young age, Bergen was known for his great peculiarities and chaotic behavior. His friends said that he would always seem to act as though someone was out to get him. He probably suffered from extreme paranoia. The longer he played, the more obvious this tendency became. Bergen's son died when he was on a road trip in Washington in 1899, pushing him closer to insanity. Many of his comrades feared him, avoiding him whenever possible. Bergen often disappeared for days without warning. Frank Selly, who managed Boston to 5 NL pennants in the 1890s, pondered trading him to Cincinnati. Selly was contacted at his Melrose, Massachusetts home shortly after the horrible incident and noted his mental aberration, obvious since he joined the club, seemed to worsen last season. After the horrific event, rumors spread that Bergen had sought help from doctors and priests for the insanity and delusions that were plaguing him. For a problem that is now easily treatable, there was no viable option until the development of modern psychiatry, which occurred decades later. Boston Red Sox captain and future Hall of Fame outfielder Hugh Duffy expressed widespread sadness upon hearing the news. He praised Bergen's baseball prowess, but then said, "I have realized for a long period that Bergen has not been right." Outfielder and future Hall of Famer Billy Hamilton was the only teammate to pay his respects. Connie Mack, who hailed from nearby East Brookfield and would go on to manage the Philadelphia Athletics for 50 consecutive seasons, was also present. In a fit of psychotic wrath, an all-star level athlete who was at the height of his career and played for one of the most successful professional sports clubs in the country killed his family. That's it for today. Do like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.